Listen up, family. You ever walked into a room and felt a chill that wasn't from the air conditioner? Like something heavy just settled on your chest, stealing your breath, your joy, your peace? Maybe it's that coworker who smiles but leaves you uneasy. Or that friend who's always got drama trailing them like a shadow. What's your name, huh? Where you at right now, sitting at home? Driving, or maybe wrestling with a storm in your heart? Life's tough sometimes, bills piling up, dreams slipping away, folks letting you down. But let me tell you something straight from my soul. With God as my witness, not everyone in your circle is rooting for you. Some folks don't just stumble into your life, they invade it, sent to dim your light. I'm Denzel Washington, and I've walked through valleys where the enemy wore a friendly face. Today I'm here to share God's truth, to heal your spirit and to arm you with wisdom. We're diving into 7 signs, 7 undeniable truths that someone in your life might be a demon in disguise. God's calling you to listen, to wake up, to protect what He's placed in you. Don't turn away now. This is your moment to rise above the chaos and claim the peace He promised. Let's get into it. Number 1. They destroy your peace. Peace ain't just quiet in the house or a day without drama. It's that deep, holy calm that holds you steady when the world's falling apart. It's God's armor wrapped around your heart, your mind, your spirit. But let me tell you, family, not every soul in your life is sent to guard that peace. Some are on a mission to tear it down, to unravel your soul one thread at a time until you don't know who you are anymore. Think about it. What's your story? Ever been around someone who don't say much, but the second they show up, the room feels heavy, like your heart's uneasy, and even if you were flying high, a weight drags you down? That ain't just a vibe. That's your spirit catching what your eyes can't see yet. God's whispering to you, warning you about folks carrying darkness. They don't roll in with a neon sign saying, "I'm here to steal your peace." Nah, they slide in as friends, lovers, co-workers, even kin, wrapped in charm, sweet talk, and fake good intentions. But you gotta look past the smiles. Real peace destroyers are slick. They chip at your soul in tiny ways, so small you barely notice. At first, it's little jabs, maybe a criticism dressed as a joke, something that stings. Then they laugh like you're too soft if you feel it. Or they're always negative, griping, seeing the worst in everything. You're hyped about a win, proud of a step forward, and they dim your shine. That ain't a big deal, they say. Or, don't get too excited. They don't gotta yell. Sometimes it's a glance, a sigh, a throwaway line that makes you doubt yourself. It's not just words, it's their energy. You feel drained after being with them, like they suck the life out of you. You leave conversations anxious, insecure, or bone-tired, and you can't pin it down because nothing wild happened. But your peace, it's gone, replaced by a heavy, invisible burden. Here's the trap, family. It's so subtle. You start thinking you're the problem. Maybe you're overreacting, too sensitive. Maybe if you try harder, it'll feel different. But God's truth is this: your spirit's screaming what your heart ain't ready to hear. This person ain't for you. Demons in disguise don't always look like villains. Sometimes they're the ones you love most. And that's why it's so hard to see. You make excuses for them because of history, because of what they've done for you. But hear me, just because someone's been in your life don't mean they get to stay. God didn't call you to carry folks who destroy His peace in you. They don't gotta be loud or cruel. Sometimes it's their negativity, their toxic mindset, their conditional support. They feed on control even if it's quiet. They need your attention. And if you start growing past them, they'll pull you back. They stir up problems out to nowhere, start fights over nothing, and pin it all on you. Why? Because chaos keeps you blind to their true colors. God's saying you can't fix them. You can't love away darkness they won't face. Your job is to guard your peace, to protect your heart, to know when someone's presence is poison. Don't matter if they're family, if they've been around forever, if they drain you, belittle you, or stress you out, they ain't aligned with God's plan for you. Letting go hurts, especially when you've poured time, energy, love into them. You think maybe it'll get better. Maybe if I talk it out, they'll change. But how many times you had that same talk, chasing a different ending? How many times you ignored God's nudge because the truth was too heavy? Your peace is holy. It's the foundation for your health, your dreams, your faith. The longer you let someone chip at it, the harder it is to find yourself again. You lose sleep, get anxious, question your worth. That ain't love or friendship, that's spiritual warfare. God's people add to your peace, they don't steal it. They cheer your growth, don't hate on it. They speak life, not death. So if someone's presence feels like a battle, if your heart's heavy around them, that's your sign from above. You don't owe nobody an explanation for choosing God's peace. You don't got to argue or justify. Sometimes the strongest move is to walk away quietly, not in anger, but in love for yourself, in obedience to God's call. Your peace reflects your soul's alignment with Him. Guard it with all you got. When you reclaim it, you'll see that losing folks who weren't for you was a blessing, not a loss. God's got you, trust Him. Number 2, they drain you emotionally. You ever been around someone who makes you feel like you just ran a marathon, but you ain't moved an inch? What's your name, family? What's weighing on you today? Work, kids, or maybe a heart that's been through too much. Some folks, no matter how much you give, it's never enough. You pour out your heart, your time, your energy, and you're left empty. These ain't just tough people, they're emotional vampires feeding on your spirit. They drain you till you're left with nothing but exhaustion, doubt, and a question: why am I so tired around them? It starts quiet. Maybe it's a friend who's always leaning on you but ghosts when you need them. Or a family member who only calls in a crisis, then dips when you're struggling. Could be a partner who demands your all attention, support, love, but never gives back. At first, you don't clock it because you care. You want to help, be there. But slowly, you're carrying their load. You wake up heavy, your mind tangled with their problems, their pain. And no matter how much you give, they want more. It's like pouring water into a bucket with a hole it never fills. Just drains you dry. You don't see it till you step back. When you're in it, you think you're just being a good friend, partner, child of God. You tell yourself they need you. They're just hurting. But ask yourself, when's the last time they lifted you up? When'd you leave them feeling stronger, inspired, loved? If you can't recall, that ain't a relationship, it's exploitation. These folks master playing the victim, twisting your kindness, your empathy, your faith. They guilt you for setting boundaries, for saying no, for needing space. They flip the script so you're the bad guy if you don't show up. But God's word to you is clear. You ain't here to fix folks who won't fix themselves. Emotional drainers come in all forms. Some are loud, always negative, complaining, stuck in crisis. Others are sly, showering you with love, making you feel needed, but only because it serves them. They don't care about your soul, they care about what they can take before you wake up. You feel it after every talk. Are you lighter, happier, closer to God, or anxious, drained, empty? Your body knows what your mind denies. Listen to it. It's not just how they treat you, it's how they make you treat yourself. You neglect your needs, your dreams, because you're too busy carrying their emotions. You ditch boundaries to dodge their guilt trips. You lose yourself trying to save someone who don't want to be saved. I didn't call you to that. Love don't feel like this, friendship don't either. Relationships take work, but they're meant to flow both ways: respect, support, care. If you're the only one giving, that's not love, it's bondage. You deserve folks who fill your cup, who reflect God's light back to you brighter. Walking away's hard though. These drainers know your weak spots, your heart. They'll promise to change, and maybe they do for a minute, but the cycle restarts. They don't want to change. Why would they? You've been their crutch too long. So how you break free? Start with knowing your worth in God's eyes. You ain't a punching bag, a therapist, or a savior. You're His child with dreams, needs, a life to live. Set boundaries because you love yourself, because God loves you. Say no without guilt. Walk away without looking back. When you stop giving energy to those who don't deserve it, God makes room for those who do. Peace feels strange after chaos, but don't mistake it for loneliness. That's healing, your soul breathing again. It's God's quiet after the storm. It might feel empty, but in that space you'll find clarity, find yourself. So if you're drained, look around. Who's taking but never giving? Who leaves you worse off? Let them go, not in hate, but in love for yourself and faith in God's plan. The right ones won't drain you, they'll fill you, inspire you, amend you of your worth when you forget. Hold tight to them. Your energy is sacred, guard it like God guards you. Number 3, they are masters of deception. Deception don't always come loud with obvious lies or a villain's mask, and now the deadliest kind creeps in wrapped in charm, warm smiles, words that feel like honey. It looks like friendship, sounds like love, but it's cold, calculated manipulation. Some folks ain't just dishonest, they're masters of deception, making you believe they're everything they ain't. Ever trusted someone deep, only to find they were a stranger? Like you were standing on solid ground, then it turned to quicksand. That's deception, a slow betrayal that sneaks up, leaving you asking how to miss it. They didn't just lie, they crafted lies for you, studied your heart, your hopes, your fears, and built a mask to fit your life. They're deliberate family. They know what they're doing, saying what you want to hear, showing what you want to see, playing any role to get what they want. They come as the loyal friend, the perfect lover, the wise mentor, but it's all a show. What's your name? What's got you up late wondering who's real? They're so good. When something feels off, you doubt yourself first. That's their power. They thrive in your trust shadows, controlling you with illusions, making you think they're God's answer to your prayers. They mirror your values, dreams, not because they share them, but to lower your guard. And when you're open, the damage starts. It's small at first, a white lie, an excuse, nothing big enough to scream trouble. But deception ain't always big lies, it's the steady drip of small ones building a fake world. They twist truth, gaslight you into doubting your memory, sow confusion where clarity should be. They make you feel like you're overthinking, imagining things. But your spirit, guided by God, knows the truth, you just ain't faced it yet. Their danger ain't just lying, it's controlling your emotions. They lift you with praise, attention, love, then drop you when it suits them. They create highs so the lows keep you hooked, chasing their approval. They don't just want trust, they want power over your heart. And the hardest part, they don't always seem toxic. They act caring, attentive, understanding that's the mask. Their empathy's fake, a tool to keep you close. They know when to act sorry, when to play victim, not from guilt, but to keep you trapped. But masks slip. Maybe it's anger showing their true face, or a moment they can't control where their coldness peeks through. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. The light crumbles, and you're left with truth. They were never who you thought. So how you shield yourself? Trust God's nudge in your gut. If something's off, it is. They don't ignore it because they look good. Watch patterns, not moments. Do their actions match their words? Do they own their wrongs or deflect? See how they treat folks who can't benefit them. True character shows there. Integrity's consistent, not picky. Most important, how you feel around them. Safe, valued, at peace, or anxious, confused, and fearing yourself. God's connections bring peace even in fights. Deceptive ones leave you unsettled, even when it's fine. Step back if you need clarity. God shows truth in distance. You don't owe nobody your trust if they've shown they don't earn it. Being fooled once ain't your fault. What matters is what you do when the mask drops. Do you cling to the lie because it hurts less, or face it trusting God to heal you? Truth frees you, but it might break you first. That pain's a gift, it's growth, freedom. God's lesson to see clearer next time. You'll heal, rebuild, come out stronger, wiser, rooted in His strength. Once you've seen deception, no manipulator can fool a heart that sees with God's light. So if you're feeling lies, wait, don't blame yourself, stand tall. Walk away, reclaim your power. God's truth outshines any deceiver. Number 4, they encourage your weaknesses. There's a dangerous breed who don't enter your life to lift you or push you to your best. Their game's darker, sneakier. They don't fight you outright or call out your flaws to help you grow. Nah, They feed your weaknesses like a gardener growing weeds. They water your fears, nourish your doubts, and quietly cheer on habits that keep you small, broken, dependent. They don't want you strong, they want you controllable. They don't celebrate your rise, they feast on your stuckness. What's your dream family? What's holding you back? Fear, past mistakes, or someone's voice in your head? Ever had someone who never backed your goals? They smile when you talk big, but their words dripped out. You sure you can do that? Or don't aim too high? They mask it as care, soft and friendly, but it's clear they don't believe in you. And over time, you start doubting too. That's their trap. They don't chain you, they convince you your wings are clipped. They don't block your growth, they make you scared to try. They whisper in your wounds, not to heal, but to keep them open. As long as you're hurting, you need them. As long as you're broken, you think they're your only ally. They say it's fine to quit when it's hard, not from kindness, but because your struggle boosts their ego. They cheer your bad habits, not because they love you, but because those habits keep you small. They mock your dreams, shrink your wins, remind you of failures, not to keep you humble, but to keep you down. And the twisted part, they do it under love's mask, friendship's guise, support's name. They're there when you fall, but they low-key wanted you to trip, because it proves their point you ain't enough. They don't want you rising, they want you reachable. Why? Your growth threatens their hold. Your strength shows their weakness. When you soar, their grip slips and they hate it. Instead of cheering, they sabotage, reminding you of old mistakes when you try to change. Joking about your goals, calling you soft when you call them out. Acting like you're the issue for wanting more. This ain't love, family, it's manipulation dressed as care, control hiding in fake comfort. The longer they talk, the harder it is to hear God's voice over theirs. How you spot them. Feel how they leave you inspired, bold, closer to God, or drained, doubtful, stuck. True friends challenge you to grow, even when it stings. They speak truth to build, not break. They don't baby your excuses, they crush them. They don't feed your fears, they fight them with you. But weakness feeders love your excuses because they keep you needy, insecure, scared to leap. They don't push healing because your pain makes them feel big. Sometimes these ain't obvious enemies, they're family, friends, lovers you cherish. But time served don't mean loyalty. Some folks stick around not to lift you, but to keep you small, subtle like. God's saying you don't owe nobody the right to break you. You don't gotta stay where your growth's a threat. You don't shrink for others' comfort. Outgrowing folks is okay. Leaving those who feel like home, if it means saving yourself, is God's will. Your life dreams, healing, they're yours to steward. When you see that, everything shifts. You see through fake support masks. You stop begging permission to shine. You don't need weakness feeders, you need strength callers, folks who see your God-given spark when you don't. If they ain't in your life, be that for yourself. Tell yourself, I can, when the world doubts. I believe in your dreams when nobody else does. Pick yourself up, push forward, refuse to quit. You don't need approval to grow, just God and you. Look around, who's feeding your fears, cheering your excuses, keeping you small because they fear your power. See them. Step back. Then do what they dread. Rise, shine, live God's purpose for you. Number 5. They have no empathy. Empathy is a gift from God. It's walking in someone's shoes, feeling their pain, sharing their joy, holding their struggles. It's what makes us human, binds us, builds trust, creates love. Without it, we're just shadows passing by, cold and alone. But some folks in your life got no empathy. They don't feel your hurt because they don't care to try. They don't cheer your wins because they're lost in themselves. They can't love you because they only love them. No empathy's a flashing sign someone ain't who you think. They don't care how you feel, just how you serve them. They don't see your heart, your past, your battles. To them, you're a tool, not a soul. They don't notice your pain because they never saw you. Empathy ain't just kindness when it's easy, it's diving into someone's struggle. Even when it's messy, even if it don't pay off. But to the empathy-less, your struggles are annoyances, your pain's nothing. They don't try to understand your heartbreak, fears, dreams. They're too deep in their own world and your feelings don't fit their script. Ever poured your heart out and got stone cold silence? Or worse, told to get over it when you're breaking, barely holding on? That's their mark. They don't listen to get you, they listen to answer, to feel good, to shut you up. They don't sit in your pain, they fix it for their ease, making you feel like your heart's a burden. They can't cheer your wins either. They smile, but inside they're threatened. Your joy reminds them of their emptiness. They can't be happy for you because they're all about them. They downplay your victories, mock your work, steal your shine, not from hate, but because your light shows their lack. Empathy lets us share joy, but they can't, so your wins feel like their loss. No, empathy kills relationships. You can't connect with someone who don't get your heart. You can't trust who don't value your needs. Love's built on empathy, showing up when it's tough. Trying even if you don't fully get it. Because you care. Without empathy, they only show up when it's easy, when it feeds them. When you need them, they're gone. They might not even know they're doing it. It's their brokenness, not a plan. But it still cuts. Being with them drains you. You feel unseen, unloved, alone. You give care, try, but they can't meet you halfway. Your heart's a sacrifice, your needs a whisper they ignore. Over time, it breaks your spirit. You wonder, am I too much? Is it wrong to want understanding? No, family, it ain't wrong. Needing empathy is human, God-given. Without it, you feel hollow, doubting your worth not because of you, but them. They don't see your God-crafted beauty, making you feel invisible. The worst is knowing no matter how much you give, you won't get what you need. It's like screaming in a crowd and no one hears. They can't connect with you because they can't connect with themselves. Their world's empty and they're too busy filling it to see you. Protect yourself by seeing the signs. How do they handle your pain? Ignore it, dismiss it, make you feel like it's too much. Don't excuse it. You're worthy of folks who see you, value you, meet you where you're at. Stop giving your heart to those who can't hold it. Guard your soul. You don't owe vulnerability to those who won't honor it. And if they keep showing no empathy, it's time to rethink that bond. God didn't call you to stay where your heart's ignored. You deserve those who listen, care, show up when it counts. Empathy's the foundation of God's love in us. If they can't give it, stop waiting for change and guard your peace. Number 6. They speak death over your dreams. One of the deepest pains is when someone you trust tries to kill the dreams God planted in you. You felt that fire in your soul, that call to do something bigger. You poured nights, sweat, heart into your vision, fought obstacles, doubts. But some folks aim to snuff out that light. They're dangerous not for strength, but for planting doubt that makes you waver. They don't get your vision, can't see your God-given potential, and they're scared of you winning. Instead of lifting you, they tear you down, speaking negativity, fear, doubt into your future, trying to crush your spark. Their words hit hard, heavier than you think. You brush them off at first, thinking it's just talk, but their doubts creep in, making you question, maybe they're right, maybe I ain't enough. Maybe my dream's too big. They chip at your faith, and soon you're second-guessing everything. Their words are poison, eroding your belief in God's plan for you. Don't matter who they are, family, friends, co-workers, strangers. Their death speak carries weight. Sometimes they're throwing their own fears on you. They never dare dream big, so they can't imagine you doing it. Their limits become yours in their eyes. Their failures become reasons you shouldn't try. They don't get what it takes to push through and create greatness, so they doubt you can. They don't always say it straight. Often it's subtle. You sure about that? Be realistic. It won't work. Play it safe. These ain't just words, they're meant to slow you, make you doubt your next step, keep you stuck. Some go harder, mocking your dreams, belittling your hustle, laughing at your effort. They call it unrealistic, too big, a setup for failure. They don't see that dreams ain't about logic, they're from God, from your heart's cry to create, change, shine. To those too scared to dream, your vision looks foolish, impossible, dangerous. It cuts deeper when it's someone close, someone who should cheer loudest. Their betrayal stabs, crushes your spirit. You wonder, do they believe in me? Do they see my strength? Or are they too wrapped in their own fears to see God's power in me? But you can't let them steer your life. Their doubt ain't stronger than your faith and your faith in God. Their words come from fear, not love or wisdom. They speak death because they can't see your fire, your will, your purpose. That don't mean you quit. When doubt's loud, remember who God made you to be, what He called you to do. It ain't about proving them wrong, it's about proving to God and yourself you'll fight for His vision. They don't get your path, but it's yours, your future, your calling. You shape it with God's strength. Every winner faced haters, doubters. That they kept going. Your dreams are bigger than the vision, stronger than their doubt. Your heart unbreakable if you trust God. Chasing greatness brings pushback, but that's a sign you're on God's path. If they're killing your dreams, it means you're doing something big, something they're too scared to try. Let their doubt fuel you, lift you. Protect your dreams. Don't let fear drown God's voice in you. The one saying, keep going, keep dreaming, keep believing. You're stronger than their negativity. Your dreams are too holy to let anyone steal. When they speak death, you speak life. Breathe God's purpose into your vision. Walk forward till your dreams live in ways they never thought possible. When they do, you'll know you stayed true, didn't let their words define you, and refuse to let anyone dim God's fire in you. Keep pushing, your future's waiting, greater than they can dream. Number 7, they pull you away from God. Here's a truth I've learned the hard way. Family, some folks, whether they know it or not, will try to pull you from God. What's your name? Were you standing today close to Him or feeling lost in the noise? This ain't always a loud attack on your faith, a direct hit on your beliefs. Often it's subtle, sneaky, slipping in through small talks, quiet moments, distractions you didn't see coming. When you're living for God, walking His purpose, your peace, faith, clarity shine like a beacon. But light draws darkness too. Some folks' friends can, even those seeming kind, will try to steer you off God's path. You might not catch it at first. Sometimes it's innocent, like advice or their take on things. Other times, it's a calculated move to pull you from your soul's anchor. The enemy knows your strength, joy, purpose, your whole being's tied to God. So when someone drags you from Him through temptation, negativity, or misdirection, they're messing with your eternity, not just your day. When you're off God's path, you lose His peace. It's easy to get lost in life's noise, world screaming, pulling you every way. Some distractions are harmless, others are poison, from folks who make you doubt your faith, question God's place in your life. They lead you to confusion where peace feels far and wrong starts feeling right. Their worst trick, manipulation. They guilt you for praying too much for church, like you're shirking duty. They say your focus on God's pulling you from life, love, happiness. They don't say it outright, but their words make you wonder if loving God's wrong. They fill your life with noise, stress, demands that steal your time with Him. They say God gets why you skip church, you got work. God knows your heart, no need to pray daily. Why read the Bible with so much to do? These whispers sound caring, but they're yanking you from God's stability. Let God's voice rise above them, family. When you let these distractions win, when you drift from God, peace fades. You feel empty, like something's gone, even if life looks perfect. You lose your purpose, your strength. Life gets harder, problems heavier without God's foundation. Some push you from Him by cheering sin, nudging you to do what you know is wrong. They say it's fine, normal, no big deal. But every step into temptation pulls you from God's peace, traps you in guilt, shame, confusion, feeling far from His grace. It breaks your heart because you know God's love fills your soul's void. The enemy uses folks to block that, to keep you from His healing, joy, renewal. Worst part, you might not see you've drifted till you're deep in. It's not instant, sometimes it's slow, one compromise, one shift till your foundation's shaky. You ask, where'd I lose my way? It's hard to pinpoint. That's why you guard your bond with God like treasure. See, when folks pull you from Him, even if it looks small, watch their influence on your faith. Stay rooted in prayer, His word, a community that keeps you tied to His purpose. You might think you can handle distractions, but we all need God, His presence, guidance, strength. Without Him, we're lost. If someone's pulling you from God, it's a trap to steal your peace, purpose, power. Don't let nobody, no matter who, pull you from the one who loves you most. Stay close to Him. Hold your faith tight. He's your refuge, strength, home. Nobody can replace Him. You don't got to keep these folks in your life, entertain their darkness, fight their fights. You got power to walk away. When you cut out a demon, you make room for God's blessings. If these signs hit home, listen up. Protect your peace, guard your soul. When you let go of the wrong ones, God brings the right ones. And when they come, your life transforms. Family, this ain't just a message, it's a wake-up call from God Himself. What's your name? What's your next step, holding on or letting go? You've heard the 7 signs, felt their truth in your bones. Now it's on you to act. Don't let demons in disguise steal your peace, drain your soul, or dim your dreams. God's calling you to rise, to guard what He's given you, to walk bold in His purpose. Let go of those pulling you from Him, and watch how He floods your life with light. I'm Denzel, and I've seen God turn my battles into blessings. He'll do it for you too. Like this message if it hit your heart. Drop a 7-7 in the comments to claim God's perfect plan for you. Share your story. What's God showing you today? Subscribe, join this faith family, and let's grow together. Share this with someone who needs it. Be their lifeline. Your move? Family. Trust God. Protect your peace. And shine like He made you to. Let's go.